A Jamaican woman accused of orchestrating a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme.
A Jamaican woman, $150,000 FBI reward, an alleged 32 million COVID relief fraud scheme. How a Jamaican woman became an FBI fugitive after 32 million COVID fraud allegations. Let's dive in. In 2020, the world came to a standstill. Businesses closed, millions lost, income and government around the world launched emergency programs worth billions of dollars to keep people and companies afloat.
National effort will be underpinned by government interventions in the economy on a scale unimaginable only a few weeks ago. This is not a time for ideology and orthodoxy. This is a time to be bold.
In the hope of preventing the economy from seizing up entirely, the Chancellor announced £330 billion in loan guarantees to businesses, equivalent to 15% of GDP, increasing from 1.2 million to 5 million the amount small and medium-sized businesses can borrow through a special scheme, scrapping business rates for all retail and hospitality businesses for 1 year. That is part of £20 billion in business rate support and grant funding that will see grants to small businesses increase from £3,000 to £10,000.
Since the beginning of this pandemic, 400,000 small businesses have closed, 400,000, and millions more are hanging by a thread. Today, I'm announcing additional changes to the PPP program that will make sure we look out for the mom and pop businesses even more than we already have. The Paycheck Protection Program is a bipartisan effort. Democrats and Republicans helped pass it, but Democrats and Republicans have also voiced concerns about improving it. With their input, that's what we're doing in our administration, improving it. In the last month, we've increased the share of funding for small businesses with fewer than 10 employees by nearly 60%.
But while these programs were designed to provide a lifeline during one of the darkest periods in recent history, investigators say some people saw an opportunity. One of those people, according to US authorities, was Angie Escoe, a Jamaican-born woman who became one of FBI's most wanted fraud suspects. The FBI offered $150,000 reward for information leading to her arrest and conviction after prosecutors alleged she was involved in a scheme that obtained more than $32 million in COVID relief funds. But now, did the allegation scheme work? How did investigators say millions of dollars were obtained? And how does this compare with the UK's own battle against furlough fraud? This is Escoe. Angie Escoe is a Jamaican-born woman who became the subject of an international investigation after US authorities accused her of involvement in a large COVID relief fraud case. Public information about her earlier life is limited, but her name gained international attention after she was placed on the FBI's most wanted fraudster list. It is important to say that these are allegations. Escoe has not been charged, but the allegations must be proven in court. According to US prosecutors, the alleged crimes took place during the height of the COVID pandemic, when the United States government created several emergency assistance programs to support struggling businesses. Why, free money, free access, free claim. But let's see if she can clear her name. To understand this case, you first have to understand the programs involved. Now, during the pandemic, the US government launched programs such as the Paycheck Protection Program, known as PPP, which provided loans designed to help businesses keep workers employed. There were also programs such as economic injury disaster loans, restaurant revitalization fund grants, and shuttered venue operators grant, aimed at helping businesses affected by lockdown and restrictions. Because the money was needed quickly, authorities prioritized speed, but that also created opportunities for fraud. According to the FBI and prosecutors, Escoe and her alleged co-conspirators used a network of businesses and submitted more than 90 applications for COVID relief funding. Investigators alleged that some of these applications contained false information, including details relating to businesses, employees, payroll, and financial information. The purpose, prosecutors say, was to make the application appear legitimate and qualify for government funding. Authorities alleged through these applications, more than $32 million was fraudulently obtained. The money allegedly came from several different COVID relief programs rather than one single source. Investigators then followed the movement of the fund, looking at financial records, transactions, and connections between those involved. The case eventually resulted in federal charges, including allegations of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering. In 2025, Escoe was indicted by US authorities. Prosecutors say that after she failed to appear in court, she became a fugitive. The FBI then placed on her its most wanted fraudster list and offered a $150,000 reward for information leading to her arrest and conviction. The search became international. Authorities say information received by investigators helped locate her in Jamaica. She was later arrested and returned to the United States to face the charges. Officials also allege that she had been using the name Harley Newman while in Jamaica.
To the FBI, the woman, Elaine Angine Escoe, was living under a fake identity in Jamaica while evading fraud charges for allegedly attaining more than $32 million in taxpayer-funded COVID-19 relief funds before fleeing the country after failing to appear in federal court.
A Jamaican woman accused of orchestrating a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme captured in Jamaica and extradited to the United States.
The reason this case attracted so much attention is not just the amount of money involved. No, man, it's not the amount of money where she allegedly thief. It is also because of when it allegedly happened. The money came from programs created during the global emergency when government were trying to help businesses survive and protect jobs. For many people, COVID relief was the difference between staying open and closing forever. That is why authorities around the world treated pandemic fraud as a serious offense. But the United States is not alone. Many other countries suffer similar fraudulent activities. The United Kingdom Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme, better known as furlough, was introduced to help employees keep workers on payroll during the pandemic. The scheme paid billions of pounds to support millions of jobs. However, like the United States, the UK also saw people accused of exploiting emergency support. Some employers were accused of claiming money for workers who were not eligible, exaggerating claims, or using furlough payment dishonestly. HM Revenue and Customs investigate thousands of cases involve suspected furlough abuse. So what makes this case stand out, and how a Jamaican woman became one of the FBI's most wanted fraud suspects? It's not that she is the most wanted fraud suspect as it is, but she's made the most wanted fraud suspect list. But how was she able to do it? When you look at the situation and you compare it with other countries, There is one major difference between many UK furlough fraud cases and the allegations against Escoe. Many UK cases involved employers making false claims under one government scheme. The US case involved Escoe, according to prosecutors, involved multiple COVID relief programs and more than 32 million alleged obtained through fraudulent applications. In Britain, some individuals have received prison sentences for multi-million pound furlough fraud. One of the largest known individual furlough fraud cases involved approximately £2.5 million. So, while both countries experienced pandemic fraud, the scale alleged in the Escoe case places it among the larger COVID relief fraud investigations. Escoe now faces US justice system where prosecutors will have to prove their allegations in court. But this case highlights a bigger issue that affected countries around the world. When government move quickly during a crisis, billions of dollars can be released in emergency support. But investigators say criminals can also try to exploit those systems. Now the question is, and that will be on many people's lips, how did such a large alleged scheme go undetected for so long? And do you believe that Miss Escoe is guilty, or is she innocent? Some people say she was silly enough to relocate back to her home country, which would be one of the first places the authorities will look. Well, there is no justification for wrongdoing, but at the moment it is alleged wrongdoing because she may walk as a free person. But on the face of it, many are saying that it doesn't look good. So now it's over to you to hear your views, and let's have a debate and a discussion about this. Sound off in the comment section. Let's hear what you think. So I'd like to thank you very much for your time, and I shall see you on the other topic.